Thank y'all so much for stopping by the live stream again. I really appreciate it. Shout out to the NTZ crew. Shout out to my old heads. That's Roger Walker. What's going on, Roger? Any new viewers and subscribers? That boy Dior, thank you for your support. Welcome to the live stream today. And anybody catching this on replay, the topic is the who, what, when, where, why, and how retirement. We're just going to talk about some of the important decisions that we've got to make sooner or later when it comes to our retirement. Because a lot of the most important questions and decisions we try to ignore. Come on, guys, don't bring this on my channel today. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Okay? It's just free publicity, guys. We're going to keep positive energy. What's up, Jabraz? Well, I'll get rid of him. There's Robert Moore, Sam McCall up in Cavite. The peso is 56.32. It's sliding up there, man. Yesterday's video was talking about the questions people ask each other. But today's video is going to be about the questions that we should be asking ourselves. Now, yesterday's video is not about hiding. Because I told you a lot of guys come over here to meet me. They don't want to go on video and all that. We're not talking about being secretive. We're talking about security. And a guy brought up a great point on the comments. He said, another thing, Calvin, that we probably shouldn't disclose is our exact dates of travel. You know, we can give a general description, but I thought that was a good one. We shouldn't be telling anybody that. But I will say this, wherever you're leaving from, you always have to let somebody know where you are, somebody that you trust. What's up, Eric Terry? What's up, Jack? Yeah, he said that was fast. Yeah, I got it, Michael Beach Alive. You know, people don't have anything else to do. They're immature, man, is what I'm saying. I mean, what? Come on, guys, help me with this. What kind of men hang around live streams and comment sections and do that kind of stuff? What's really going on over there? I mean, because most of the average Joes and below average Joes are over here already. I had that discussion yesterday, myself included. The guy sent me some pictures. He said, Calvin, this is what I see all day. Now, he's a younger guy. He said, this is what I see all day in Manila. I said, well, hell, that's the norm. This is who we are when we come over here. And it was just a bag full of, we're not going to win any beauty contest, that's for sure. But we somehow always try to put the women down and what they look like. I saw a couple of videos talking about why do we come over here and date the maids or whatever. Well, hell, when's the last time some of us looked in the mirror? Okay. But it's like, you know, most of us over here are average or below average. That's the memo that's going around. You can get a woman over here, okay? I'm sorry to be so blunt and honest with you, but it's true. But let's get into today's topic. You know, the who, what, when, where, why, and how. Probably the most important question in all the mix would be why. You know, what's the whole purpose? Why did we work all those years and save all that money? Because that's really all we're worried about. We're worried about, do we have enough finances? That's about as far as we get. Now, I can be honest. I can tell you that, let's see, who, what, when, where, why, how. I had the who, the where, and the why when I came over here. Okay? Because these can change. The who was me, my wife, and my son. The where was the Philippines. And why? You know, I'm sick of that rat race, sick of the hamster wheel. I need to slow down. But the what? Well, I had to win. I'm sorry, I did have to win because we came over December 5th. But the what and the how, I didn't have. See, I got over here, and this is why I tell you guys all the time. You know, what are you going to do with your time? Because really, to keep it simple today, so you can really understand, because retirement is like a scary word, man. People don't, it's almost as scary as dying. You know, they equate that with dying. So let's equate it with time. It'll make it easier to swallow, okay? That's how we're going to approach the subject today, because it takes the fear out of that word. So who are you going to spend your time with? Okay, what are you going to do with your time? When? Where are you going to spend your time? Why? And how are you going to spend your time, guys? This is very important. This is very, very important. Even if you're not old enough, or you're not even near retirement, man, you should be able to answer those questions in a general way. You know, people will say, oh, you know, bucket list is too limiting. I don't believe that. I think we all should have a list of goals, a list of things that we want to do, because it's easier to hit. You can't hit a bullseye without a target. Do y'all understand that? This is the reason why they tell you to create goals, because there's a universal law associated with that. It's almost like the same type of law that goes into effect with a GPS. You put out there your destination, and then the GPS works backwards to you to find you the best way, or the quickest way, fastest certainly. So yeah, we need some type of goals for our retirement. And then, you know, it's not the end, it's really the beginning. So let's talk about that. He said, celebrate the moderators. Yeah, I got rid of that guy. I mean, that was quick. I'm like, you guys are crazy. Mike Dawsonville said, those information shouldn't be anyone's business, Cal. Yeah, we can protect ourselves, Mike. I agree with you, without being cringy, man. But we be secretive over here. A lot of the guys, they don't want to be seen on camera or nothing. I mean, I'm not hiding from anybody, but I don't want anybody asking me personal questions like that. I mean, this guy, I thought he was okay, because we FaceTime all the time. He's from over in Australia. He keeps asking me all these. I mean, I was really getting angry. Like, dude, what do you want to know all that for? And they be looking me up on the internet. You know how they do. One more thing I want to say before we really get into the topic. People always ask me, what's the best time to come to the Philippines, right? And I always tell them, anytime's a good time, but I know what you're saying when it's not so hot. Look, the last of December to about mid-February, because, okay, look at the weather we're getting. And I couldn't remember, but Marilyn said it's like this every year. So I was watching one of the old Sunshine Shoulders, Moonshine Shoulders live streams. Actually, the last one we did, it was December the 30th or December 31st, 2021. And the weather was like this, because that's what John said. He said, we're really getting some good weather. some cool weather. But Maryland said it's always like that. So yeah, last of December to about mid-February. Because after mid-February, the heat is on, buddy. What's up, Alexander? Yeah, Jeffrey Chad. He said they're lame, man, and their own life sucks. It's gotta be, man. The bottom line is, it's just, it's crazy. I don't get it. I don't do that, guys. I promise you. I can't remember the last time I left a comment. If it did, it was probably something sports. It's just like what you think about the player or something like that. Not personal against the blog or anything. I wouldn't do that. Hey, confident voice speaks. Thanks for that super chat. He says, getting to retirement is like an American trying to climb a coconut tree. Literally. It scares you, man. And most of us, the years go by just like this. Confident voice speaks. And before you know it, you're there already. But you haven't planned, you haven't done anything. A lot of people don't even know when you can apply for your Social Security. How many months ahead of time? We just don't think about it. I'm saying think about it now. Because there's a reason the people who have successful lives, they have goals, they have plans. The other people like us, we fly around by the seat of our pants. That's not going to get it, man. Not in this world. Can go out to say, Cal, I think that guy wanted to be the next Sherlock Holmes. I don't know. He was telling me he wanted to look me up on the internet. I'm like, why you want to look me up, man? I'm telling you, I done told you everything. I mean, he pissed me off, man. I'm like, dude, I blocked him, man. I'm like, if you that type guy, if you got that kind of time to look me up, what kind of life are you? You a weirdo. Steve Johnson says, been hearing that the crime rate in the Philippines is higher than the U.S. What do you think, mate? I don't think so. The United States is the most violent, crime-ridden place on the planet. Okay, the Philippines doesn't even compare to the United States. Now, remember I tell you all the time, there's one crime rate for foreigners and one for the locals. The one for the foreigners is so low, it's not even, I always tell you that it's safe for me. But if it was so bad, why don't we hear of more things going on over here like you do over there? Guy just killed his whole family in America. 8 people, then killed himself. I'm like, crime is everywhere, but no, the crime rate is not. In San Carlos City, man, it's so low here. Once you get outside of Metro Manila, Cebu, the crime goes way, way down. But remember, I don't know you. Are you going to be using drugs? Are you going to be, drinking until 2 or 3 in the morning out here getting drunk in one of these local bars? I don't know. It may not be safe then. But if you're just minding your own business and taking care of your retirement, you're not going to have any problems, man. He said he's never been to the U.S. Wow. What's up, Casman? He said homelessness is on the rise in the U.S. Yeah, it's pretty bad. What times to travel? Says, great show, Cal. I'm not fully retired yet, but me living in the Philippines off and on in the Sunshine Shows community, I consider myself lucky. Yeah, you're very fortunate to be able to take a break. Even though you're not old enough to retire and you only get 2 weeks or 3 weeks vacation a year, I would suggest you take a break from that matrix. I wish I'd have known a long time ago how bad of an effect it was having on my life, man. But it's hard. You can't see it because you're stewing in it over there. So people always say, "Oh, the crime rate in the Philippines." Well, when's the last time uh, well, it was actually last month, but I mean, this woman was 30, and the Japanese American was 72, and her and the boyfriend killed him for his money. But I mean, as far as just, you know, people getting robbed, and it's few and far between over here. So few and far between. I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't let my guard down, obviously, but I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, it's like Mike Dorsman said, look you up in the internet. What kind of freaky deaky shit is that? Yeah, well, people do that. You know, I think you can pay like $9.99 or some stupid stuff like that, right? And you can, it's just basically general stuff. But I mean, I don't want anybody doing me like that. I mean, it's like, look yourself up. Why you looking me up? I mean, people just have too much time on their hands. He said, Hero 86 Max said, thoughts on Manila coming for the first time on the first, coming from Thailand. Well, of course, Manila is a whole different animal, man. You're talking about one of the most congested cities in the world, but I've never had any problems in Manila. I mean, you would think that, the way people talk about the Philippines as a third world country and this poverty and everything like that, the minute you get off the plane, somebody's going to stick a gun in your face. But that just hasn't been my experience, man. I don't know if anybody that I've ever had any close contact with over here has ever been a victim of a crime. And never had their house broken into or anything. I think it has something to do with, foreigners, and the status that we carry over here. But you would think it would happen more, but it doesn't. But as long as you don't go to Tondo or one of those places like that, you don't, nothing good happens after midnight. I'm sure your mother's always told you that. That's true. When you think about the guy, that young man that got beat to death down in Dumaguete, it was after midnight. He's in the club, in the bar, drunk, arguing with the locals, and they called him outside. Well, hell, they don't fight fair over here. They beat him to death, man. Nobody's ever been convicted of that crime, guys. Yeah, they're doing the stupid stuff. One. And see, that's what I'm saying. You don't see that over here. You would think you would see that over here, mobs running up in stores and stuff like that, right? You don't see that here. But do you see crime here? Obviously, crime is everywhere. We're still on planet Earth. These are human beings over here, but they got a lot more restraint. And there's order over here, man. You just don't see that kind of stuff going on over here. Oh, okay. He said, Steve Johnson said, I just wanted to run it past you. The comment was on another podcast and wanted your opinion. Watch the video on YouTube on Kensington Street, Pennsylvania. That's straight out of Walking Dead, true to scary. Yeah. See, you're not going to see anything like that over here, but, you could spin that any way you want to, Steve. I mean, my vlogs are based on my experiences, what I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. I don't see that rising crime. Actually, major crime has went down in the Philippines during the pandemic. When you would have thought it was going to go up with people struggling and can't work, it went down 45%. So, it just depends. Some people, that's their conversation. I see the cup is half full. I've never had any problems. I don't foresee any problems. If I did, I wouldn't be here. I'm not giving some type of false narrative. I've been over here on and off for 15 years in April. Over 5 years here, this time, nothing. Not so much as somebody trying to take my pickpocketing me or anything like that. Now, have I had a taxi driver? Look, this guy took it right out of my head. He said, watch those Manila taxi drivers, especially coming from the airport. See, have I had a taxi driver screw me over? Yeah. That would be, I guess that would be what, petty crime? Because that really is a crime if you want to press charges. Nothing going to happen. But that's about as bad as I've had it. They robbed me out a few hundred pesos. When I came back from Thailand, no, the night before I was flying out to go to Thailand, I went to Mall of Asia just to pick up a few things. And I stayed there a little bit too late. It got kind of dark. Well, hell, the minute I get in the taxi, now I'm not far. I'm living right on Rojas Boulevard from Mall of Asia. The guy, he just said 500. Well, he didn't say anything at first. He waited. And I was like, hey, man, you ain't got your meat on. He said, it's 500. And I'm like, well, oh, man, you talking about being pissed off, but what can you do? That's happened to me. Yeah, nothing good happens out after midnight. So then you're going to be, putting your life in your own hands. But okay, Steve Johnson, let me say this, and I apologize for not saying it. We still haven't found a solution to being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Okay, now they'll accuse me of sugarcoating the crime here. I'm not. Because those guys who are saying crime's on the rise, you ask them, say, well, have you been a victim of crime? If they say no, then what are you talking about then? I mean, I can pick up the paper and see where, crime is happening around those urban cities. I'm pretty sure people are using drugs here and gambling here and doing things like that. But it doesn't affect me. There you go, have a nice day. Says, I never had a problem in Manila, Ermita, Malati. Only had problems in Angeles City. Now, see, when I was in Angeles City, we went out with a couple of guys, and one guy said he had his chain snatched. He said, it wasn't a gold chain. He said, but it had some sentimental value. He had bought the chain in South Africa. And he said the guy must have rode past him because he wasn't paying attention. It was late at night and saw it around his neck. Because then he came back past it to snatch it. He said he didn't even feel it. He just knew it was gone on his motorcycle. 0007 Imagine says, you're right. That's any country after midnight. There's trouble if you're not careful. Yeah. There's no solution for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Midnight to me, really, y'all think I'm joking, man. I don't be out after 6 o'clock here. I'm not being paranoid. It's pitch black. It's like, well, unless I'm visiting and we go to Malwani and we're sitting around having dinner and, we may leave at 7:30 or something like that. Man, I'm in the house. That gate is locked at 8:30. Joe Hosney says, Cal, do you live off earnings from selling policies? I think you can mentor many of us on how you made this work, brother. Well, yeah, I actually I don't sell anything anymore. I retired in 2018, but I do get renewals. But remember that insurance business is not an easy business to succeed. 80% of new insurance agents are out of the business in 1 year. But that's how I've been able to do it, because I had no idea that my YouTube channel would ever work. When I came over here, I was over here, remember, guys, over 2 years before my YouTube channel, I ever started it. And almost 3 years, it was 3 years before I ever received 1 penny from YouTube. So I never imagined that. I just knew that I had about $1,900 a month coming in. It's down though. Remember, it's 5 years I haven't written one policy. I would say have some type of residual income when you're coming over here, or a remote job. Look at TJ. But not just TJ, it's a lot of young guys who have, you're in the place where the jobs are, man. Teleperformance, that's where my daughter works. Excuse me. They've got a big company over here in the Philippines. I saw it in Angeles City, but I saw it in Cebu too. Get one of these remote jobs, man. I had a friend, one of my early subscribers, he was living in Bohol. He had a remote job. He was doing some type of surveys for some company in America. He was earning $2,000 a month. He went to Angeles City. They put him on about the disability. Now he's getting 100% disability. I think he said he's getting like $3,700 a month now. But yeah, the mentorship would be have you some residual income and some savings, and hell, you can make it work anywhere. But this is a place of $200 rent, so that helps. Yeah, Mike Dorsey said that's what's wrong with foreigners in the Philippines. We need to mind our own business. And see, I was going to make, believe it or not, my vlog today was going to be that. How to avoid trouble in the Philippines. Stay in your lane. He broke the live stream today because this is it right here, guys. This says a whole lot about how you're going to succeed overseas. Really anywhere, but certainly overseas, because when you see these trolls and, you know, things like that, they're not minding their own business. They're asking for it. They're intentionally putting themselves in your business. And it's going to cause trouble. Who retards to do that? Have you seen some of these guys? Have you seen some of these guys making these videos and stuff? They're retarded. I'm like, man, you're a loser. Why would you do that? You know, but it doesn't have to just be YouTubers. It could be anybody, but mind your own damn business over here. Nobody retards to come fighting and arguing and all that, man. I was going to make my vlog, the live stream about that today, because it's like, who does that? Who intentionally puts themselves in the middle of somebody else's business in 2024 when the smallest of things can get you killed? Why would you work? This is the why of the who, what, when, where, why, and how. Why would you work all them damn years, retire from the military, whatever it is, you got your pension, everything set up, only to come over here and get in the middle of somebody's business and get your damn head blown off? It doesn't make sense to me, man. But a lot of shit don't make sense to me over here. But we're like that. Robert German says, gouging you seems to be the practice. Well, not really, man. You know, you got to understand, taxi drivers in Manila, you're talking about in Manila. Manila's a whole different beast, man. I mean, really, it's only the strong survive. But most of the places when you go, they're not going to gouge you. Oh, okay. Remember he said, mind your own business. I'm going to say, you got to know when to fold them, guys. You know, okay, if I go right to the marketplace right now, they may charge me 300 pesos per kilo, and everybody else they're charging 260, right? Well, I'm just going to pay that extra 40 cents and get out of there with my life. I'm not going to argue, and I'm not going to, you know, barter and all that for 40 pesos. I'm not going to do it. But I'm going to learn. I'm going to say, okay, I don't need to be going over here because, you know, it's the principle. Okay, I don't want anybody cheating me. So Maryland, you do that. But no, they don't really gouge you over here. He said the Manila taxi crime ring. Well, I think it's just survival. I love the chime. You know, you got to realize it's competitive up there with those taxis, and they've got what's called a bounty. They're renting those taxis by the week. So at the end of the week, you got to pay that, and then whatever's left is yours, right? So yeah, it's very competitive. So if they see a foreigner get in there, they just think, you got that extra money. But remember, I'm not gonna lose my life. I'm certainly not gonna be deported over, okay, 300 pesos, basically what he cheated me out of. Because I would say the fare is going to be about 200. Just say that, okay? But he charged me 500. I'm not going to get deported for that. Or stabbed, because Filipinos, they'll carry a knife. That's one thing you need to be careful of. They'll carry a knife. Okay? What's up, Happy Man? 6920. He said, Shan, I saw your video dancing on Good Times by Sheik. Man, that was cool. It brought me back to the old club. I was just having fun, man. That's all. I put that out there on purpose. I don't even dance like that for real. Hell, I don't even dance. I just did it. It just came to my mind, man. It's just like having some fun, man, really. Because people hate to see you happy. Robert Dame says the wrong place at the wrong time is usually within 25 miles of your home here. Yeah. But here it could be anywhere. But I try to keep positive energy. And there's some things you can do, man. I'm not going to be walking around, at 12 midnight. Now, if I'm down in Cebu and hell, it's 15 of us like it was before, and we're just sitting on the corner, everybody's shooting the shit. Yeah. But if it's just me and Maryland, I'm already in the condominium watching Netflix or something. But remember, these taxi drivers, I'm going to tell you, they get me in Chicago all the time. Those Africans, some guy, he got me. I'm talking about, man, listen, I rode from the Magnificent Mile to La Quinta Inn. I don't know what the name of that place is out there. I can't think. Is it something Village? He charged me $62, right? Even though the meter only said like 30-something, he told me that it was some type of when you go from the city to the suburbs, there's a tax that you have to pay, right? And I'm like, these cocksuckers is cheating me in my own country. See, this is when you get pissed off, And I've never, so from then on, we start using Lyft. Aaron McIntyre says, I felt perfectly safe while in Cebu 2009. I did have an older gentleman while getting off the plane in line. He told me to what? What did he tell you to? He said, I had my phone stolen. Now, I lost the phone, but I've never had a phone stolen. Payday One said, there are so many great places to live on the island of Luzon besides Manila. I love my place, Cavite, near Lancaster. It's upscale. Okay, he told me to make sure I don't get myself killed. Yeah, and one of the ways you can get yourself killed is to get in these, is not minding your business, okay? Getting in these petty squabbles, man, over a few fucking pesos. There, man, take the 200 pesos. I hope you get in an accident on the way to your next pickup. This is what I'm thinking in my mind. Take this 200 pesos, man, and get out of my face. But I'm not going to argue with them. I'm not going to, I'm going to show them some respect in their own country. Okay, yeah, you got me this time. But you won't get me again. I've got something called my do not call list over here. If you cheat me one time, you won't cheat me again. You know, shame on you. But if you fool me again, shame on me. I'm not gonna give you a second chance. You know, there's been some food places where I've went and I've eaten and the food was horrible. I'll never go back. But the ones that are good, I patronize them over and over. Same with the taxi drivers, the tricycle drivers. Look, I always reward honesty. I'm gonna tip them, man. They won't even give you a chance to tip them. Okay, they're gonna take their tip from you. Okay, here, you won't get it again. He said, don't wear jewelry overseas, especially in poor countries. That's right. But Filipinos will wear jewelry. Where we get our fish over here in the market, this guy wears nothing but 18 karat. I'm talking about why he's cutting that fish. But if I was you, I wouldn't do it. What's up, Mr. Passport King? Where are you? Are you in General Santos or Bacalli? I can't remember. Robert Dame says, working as a 911 dispatcher, we have the most calls on a full moon, triple the accidents and accidents related. Tita Chasa Cal, what a lot of guys don't realize is you can't run your mouth like they do in the U.S. A beatdown doesn't recognize privilege. But see, you're hitting on something here. But we do. We forget we're in a whole different country. They don't play by the same rules we play by. Arguing with somebody here can get you killed. You know, saving face and all that. It's just not worth it. Plus, you can see it coming from a mile away. You just avoid it. It's not about being tough. Oh, you know, I'm not gonna let this guy cheat me. You know, he's not gonna talk to me like I'm crazy. Well, you got to know when to fold them, man. You got to know when to, you know, walk away. Your life is worth more than that. I tell y'all the story of the guy down not far from here got killed. If he'd have just walked away from that argument, he'd be alive today. I'm not blaming him, but I'm saying, guys, you got to use some common sense. A lot of the people that you're dealing with, they have nothing to lose, man. They ain't got nothing to lose. They're gonna shoot this man over 120 pesos. Okay, so what? You heard them talking about you. Get up and leave that damn place and go home and be with your family and your kids. But some of us, our egos won't allow us to do it. You know, you don't know where the trouble's coming from. Is what I'm trying to tell you. You may be arguing with one guy and then somebody over here shoots you or stabs you because they're with the guy. You don't know. You don't know where you're going. You don't know where you are. You don't know who's who. Mind your own business, man. Mike Dawsonville said one of those taxi drivers wanted to charge 1,000 pesos from Terminal 1 to Terminal 3, while the shuttle bus would take you for free. Make that make sense? Yeah, they do it all the time. They're going to try you. What you got to do is stand your ground. Just say, no, that's okay. I'll wait for the next. Okay. Or if you get inside there and he takes off, then you start talking him down. Like, I'm not going to give you 1,000. I've been to the Philippines before. Or just use. Hey, thank you, Michael Mirday. Says you have valuable information, bro. I think we all do in this community. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. What's going on around me? You can't win an argument over here, man. Willie Shoemaker says, taxi drivers, I've learned to either negotiate before you get in, or if needed, make sure he drops the flag right away. If not, I say, take me back or let me out now and be prepared to get out. Yeah, see, here's the thing, though. When you got luggage, they put your damn luggage in the trunk. But yeah, you know, before you get in there. It's a shame because I had to do that in Cebu. Because what people don't understand, look, if you fly into Moncton, okay, you may want to get a hotel there for a night or two, but then you need to get out of there and go on in Cebu because the taxi drivers, they really don't want to bring you back to Moncton. If they do, they're going to charge you double the price, man. Because they're thinking in their mind, I don't have a fare coming back. That's just something to think about. I've been caught like that too many times, man. And that's what happened to me and Merle and the kids. We're at Sim City. We're just going back to Moncton. He said, how much you gonna pay me? How much is the damn meter, man? We eventually paid him what, 500?
Yeah.
500. And the meter was like 3 something. You know. That's what is crazy. Hey, Drew G, thanks for that super chat. He said, Uncle Cal, you have found a cheat code in the Philippines. Stay humble and mind your business. Salute, sir. That's all it is. That's the cheat code right there. That's the cheat code right there, man. Okay? That's why people like me here. They said, man, you're so humble. The locals, I'm saying. Because they think I got more than I do. And, in their minds, I'm rich. I guess I am compared to them. But really, I'm just as far as finance is concerned, I'm the average guy over here. Okay? But I'm humble, man. I don't look down on people. I've been there before. Okay? I've had less than what they got here. I had less in America before. I was spending it all on drugs. I ain't got no time to be looking down on nobody, man. And I think, see, they don't really know that. They don't really know that part of my past. That's what keeps me humble. Hey, Happy Man 6920, thanks for that super chat. He said, thanks for the hard work on the channel, Shine. Oh, you're welcome, man, but it's really not hard. You guys make it easy. These live streams is about the hardest thing I do. And y'all, this is y'all's channel, really, man. It's guys on here that know much more about the Philippines than me. They just don't have a YouTube channel. So I try to have live streams so they can give out the information too. Just like that guy said, I forgot to put that on there when I said, this information we be disclosing freely to people, to strangers. He said, Cal, don't disclose the exact dates of your travel. How simple as that? But we'll do it. Go in some of my live streams on some of my comment sections. I'm going to be there March 15th to April 1st. Like, dude, do you really know what you're doing when you're doing that? Honestly, I wouldn't even let the woman know until you really know you can trust her. Because that's giving out a lot of information. If somebody's going to get you, you're going to help them, man. Oh, okay. Mr. Passport King said, Cal, I'm representing General Santos City. Man, I'd like for you to come on my panel Tuesday, man, and kind of tell us about General Santos, because this is like the mystery place. People, Angelo Habib, he's in Davao right now. But there's nobody that ever reports from General Santos. I've already give you a thumbs up on that place. I love it. I would go back tomorrow if I could. Because there's a little place. Have you ever been to Glen, Mr. Passport King? It's about 45 minutes south of General Santos City. Listen, guys, this is a tip. You ever come to the Philippines, just fly into General Santos, catch one of those vans down to Glen. Thank me now. It's the southernmost tip of the Philippines, man. It has the most beautiful stretch of beach. And you're not going to have all those people crawling over you either. Aaron McIntosh says, for me, it simply comes down to being a decent person. Honestly, as sad as it is to say, with all the crime and guns we have here in the United States. I know what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. That's why it boggles. Well, it doesn't surprise me because when people ask me about the crime in the Philippines, because they never been here before. But when I have Americans asking me that, I'm like, man, there's no way this place is anywhere near as dangerous for foreigners as it is for locals in America. Uh-uh. Remember, I had a brother that was killed. Okay, I had a brother that was killed in America, arguing. They wasn't even throwing blows. My brother was arguing with the boy, and the boy pulls out a gun and shoots him in the chest. For one of them little 22s, and the 22s just ricochets. And then my brother's system was slowed down. He was drunk, probably high off pills. But yeah, there's no comparison, man. The United States is really a dangerous place, man. But I think it's just the way, like I said, you carry yourself. Just like Aaron said about being a decent human being. And just taking some precautions. You don't have to be paranoid, but hell, you can do some things. He says, never show your cards. Kevin Jennings says, hey, Cal, life should be enjoyed. Cool dance moves early. Yeah, I was just messing around, man. I mean, but, you should see all the views I got on my Sunshine Show's Facebook page, because Filipinos think that's really me dancing. I'm just messing around. I don't even dance. I just did that for the hell of it, man, just to do it. Just to stick a needle in some of them haters' eyes out there, because they hate to see you happy. Okay, Matt Chappelle says, I have a couple of taxi drivers on call in Cebu. I give them plenty of notice, and they will always want to drive for you. That's a great idea. What's up, Bijan Bain? Yeah, now, the thing with Grab, and Grab is just a little bit more expensive, but it's a whole lot safer. And it's a whole lot simpler than those damn taxis, man. You don't have to put up with that. You already know when you get in how much it's going to be. And if the traffic's bad, so what? It's still the same price. Because the taxi drivers, they always get you with that in Manila, especially in Cebu. Oh, it's traffic. Oh, get another job then. I'm sorry, I didn't have nothing to do with traffic. It's traffic every day at 5 o'clock here. You going to charge me for it? I mean, let me give you a damn tip, man. Because, okay, last year we were there doing Sunulu, although we wasn't in it. And I asked the taxi driver, I said, man, why y'all charge so much, during this time? He was like, yeah, because the traffic's so bad. And, see, they figured it out how many pesos they make per kilometer. And he said, well, we can only make so many runs in a certain amount of time because, the traffic. So, and normally they would make 4 runs on a regular day. They can only make 1. So they're going to make it up from you. Paul K says, I like renting my bikes from Derek Q Adventures, as he is a good guy. My girl's in Dumaguete, and maybe when you get back, I can eventually meet you. Yeah, well, hell, I'm right up the street from Dumaguete. We're thinking about going to Siquijor Island. I had it's a guy right now in Dumaguete who's supposed to come to the guest house, but they're doing some work here. I told him to wait. They're building that dirty kitchen back there, and that's a whole other story. I'm going to show you how when he's finished. But it's a whole lot more extravagant than what I really wanted. But they never checked with me or Maryland. But I'm not gonna complain because I know he's gonna do it right. But it's very extravagant, man. It's gonna cost me a whole lot more money than what I planned on spending for that thing. I just wanted a roof over top of the damn stove when they cooking. He's building like it's like almost like an extension to the house. You'll see it. But yeah, Derek Q's a good guy, man. Yeah, yeah, it would be good to know about General Santos. It really is a nice place. I'm gonna tell you something, man. You talking about some women. You know, there's beautiful women all over the Philippines. Okay, don't get me wrong. But General Santos really has some. I met a young lady there. She had to been, I want to say 21 or 22. She had a little boy or a little girl. I can't remember. But man, she went. See, I went to some places, man, really that they tell you not to go. But of course, I didn't know it then. I know it now because General Santos. They've got a lot of. They're known for NPA, but it's always outside. It's like in the province, in the mountains, like. And where she lived, it was like I want to say she lived like 30 minutes outside of General Santos. I mean, really in the province. But they said I don't worry about it. And the good thing was the bus dropped us right in front of their house. So when it was time to leave, I just went out on the street. But I'm gonna tell you that don't waste 8,000 miles coming over here dealing with these old women, man. I wouldn't do it. That's my advice to guys now. But remember, I've been on both sides. I'm older now, okay, and I've been there and done that. I settled down. When I met Merlin, she was 36, but everybody else, except for my very first time here, was in their 20s, and that was for a reason. Once you've been there, man, you always gonna go back. It's hard to give up a yummy tenderoni for one of these, mature women, man, mature mothers, really. Is what it's about. Yes, it's less touristy, especially that glam, man. You'll like it. But General Santos is a big city, man. It's just like Cebu or one of those places. But the women down there, in Mindanao anyway, anywhere, man. If you like shape, they're voluptuous down there. Remember, my wife is from Zamboanga City. She's from Mindanao. She was 36, 26, 36 when I met her. Now, just think about that on a woman that weighs 100 pounds. I mean, y'all, one of these days, y'all going to listen to me. I don't just be on here yapping, okay? There you go. Have a nice day. Said, if you plan to move to the Philippines, tell them you're visiting. Yeah, I would. It's not about being secretive, guys. I hadn't. It's about security, especially till you know the people, you know the area you're gonna be around. You feel comfortable. You got your feet wet. You don't want to come over here giving out all the information, but we do it. I know we do it for a fact, especially with the money, man. These guys, they do it. They don't understand. They're setting themselves up. I mean, she's going to think you got money anyway. You don't have to tell her exactly how much you got. You're not married. You don't have children with her. What's the point of that? I mean, she already thinks she's got a gold man anyway. So just let it run with that. I don't know what's going on with my internet all of a sudden. Maybe because it's got uh, overcast skies, man. Roger says General Santos is one of the places I want to go to. Yeah, it's really a modern place. I mean, they've got the nice hospitals, they've got the nice roads, the big malls, they've got all of that, the nightlife. And you just going to see many It's not going to be like Manila or Cebu. Then you're going to have traffic there. Robert Dame says, I was told in Jill Santos you need to renew your visa every month. Maybe we can find out from Mr. Passport King. Wow. Well, I know that you can't do it for 6 months right now unless you're married, is what I was told. Because I was in the office in Dumagetti, the JRC consultancy, when a man came in and he said, yeah, I'm here for my 6 month, because they had already approved him, I guess before they changed the law. But somebody said, well, if you're married, you can still get it. But everybody else is 1 or 2 months. But really, guys, 2 months is all you need. Now, I know if you come in far away, like some of them places, like a guy was in, I'm trying to think where he was living. Excuse me. He had to go all the way to Osama City. I think it was like a 4 or 5 hour trip. Well, hell, it gives you a chance to get out, man. Because I could go to Bacala every 2 months. It's, 2 hours from here. But I like to go to Dumagetti. It's 5 hours. But I only have to do that every 2 months. And anything can happen in 6 months. Ask Michael Beach Your Life. The first time he came over, he got it 6 months. But I think he eventually had to leave some of that money on the table because he left after 2 or 3 months. Rashard Smith, he said, Uncle Cal, I know you don't like religion, but no, I didn't say I didn't like religion. I just said I don't practice it. He said, but is a place in the fields for a good Muslim brother like me? Absolutely. If you go to most of the big major cities are going to have a mosque, especially down in Mindanao. I used to live right across the street from a mosque, a beautiful mosque down in Zamboanga City. But yeah, you're not going to have a problem with that. No, I don't have a problem with religion. I respect people's religion. I just don't practice religion. That's all. I grew up in the church and all that. I just don't practice it now. And I don't knock people that do. But no, I respect that. But yeah, you're not going to have a problem here because I believe the Philippines is 15% Muslim. And 40% of all Muslims live in Zamboanga City. 40% of all the Muslims in the Philippines. I think the second is Cagayan de Oro. If I'm not mistaken, you can easily go online and figure that out, but I think it is. Mike Dorseyville says, I like when the driver says it's up to you. That's funny. Yeah. Well, that's how they get you over here in a lot of things. When, when the guy, we got some guys coming over to clean the air conditioning units tomorrow. And they want to say, well, it's up to you. Okay, well, you want to do it for free? And you'll see that smile on their face. Give me a price, man. It's up to me. Because they know you're going to give them more than what they normally get. That's why they say that to you. I don't care what it is. If they say that, you know that the price is really low to do something. That's the red flag right there. So generally, a laborer here in San Carlos City, we usually give them anywhere from 300 to 350 pesos per day. This is something you can go by. Now, in Manila and Cebu, it's going to be more. As you go up, it gets more. Now, experienced lead guys and master carpenters and stuff like that here, it's anywhere from 600 pesos. It's about 600 pesos per day. Okay? And these guys know how to do it all. You got to realize that guest house over there, you see the work that man did. He's probably the best, certainly in San Carlos, maybe in all of Negros Occidental. He only charged me 10,000 pesos for that. And that, he dug the holes, he ran the line, he did it all, man. And that's all he charged me. Because that's a lot of money over here. He said certain places don't have Grab. I couldn't get a taxi from Manila Airport to Angeles City. Yeah, but what you can do now, the next time you're in the airport and you want to come to Angeles City, there's a bus. I mean, a really, really nice bus service. It's going to cost you, how much did it cost us? It's an hour and a half. I think it's called Century. I mean, these are about as modern buses I've ever seen in the Philippines. Very nice. The seats and everything. And I want to say it was $350 or something like that from airport, from Terminal 3 to Angeles City, the SM Clark. Okay, and they run every hour, so you're gonna be able to get one. So if you're out there and you flying into Manila and you try and go to Angeles City, that's the way to do it. Go to Terminal 3, ask them, say, hey, where's that bus that goes from the airport to Angeles City to SM? They'll show it to you. Beautiful buses, man, modern, real nice. But you're right. But here's a determining factor with Grab. If a place has taxis, they're going to have Grab. See, in San Carlos City, there is no Grab. There's no taxis. So there's no Grab here. But that's how you will know whether or not they're going to have Grab. If there's taxis, there's going to be a Grab, because taxi drivers, they'll do Grab too. And what you'll usually do is you'll pay like the regular fare, and then I think it's like a 90 pesos for Grab. So whenever you do Grab and you only see a taxi, you can take that taxi. And the same thing, that's going to have the license plate number and everything. Brock's 100 National Parks, the Visit in USA, says, I understand the video about people snooping around to get info on you just to stab you in the back. They do that same thing in the corporate world. Yeah, but see, that's one of the reasons why I got out in front of that and told everybody, my intimate secrets, which I don't even have secrets anymore, because I didn't want them to do that. See, I knew nothing about how grimy the YouTube community is in the Philippines, man. I had no idea. It's nasty, it's dirty, and people need to mind their own business. All it's going to take is one of those guys to really either get their ass kicked or something really happen to them to send a message to everybody else. But that's what they do. They sit around and they do that stuff. It's like, who would retire just to do that? What kind of enjoyment do you get out of that? But yeah, you're right. That's what they do. It's like, what is the problem with you? I mean, it's crazy, man. Happy Man 6920 said, Jacob T, me too, kind of sad because I'm selling her this summer, but after having her 36 of her 45 years, it's time. What do you mean? Yeah, Grab delivers food too, either on the motorcycle. I only started using Grab like that in, I want to say 2022. Especially when I go to Dumaguete. I tell them from the pancake house, bring me some pancakes and chicken or whatever it is. What's up, Jungle Man Space Cowboy? Now, this is the guy y'all want to see the real deal about Angeles City in his vlogs. He got short vlogs, but he has real bar girls in his apartment. I kind of find that interesting. But why don't you talk like you normally talk? He tries to talk like it's funny how you sound, man. You know, like you're trying to speak like them. Just speak your regular voice. But yeah, I don't know how did they know that they can hang out in your place? Did you tell them that? Because you have a different one of, I mean, they really at home in your place. How does that work, man? How much is it? Can you tell us watching now? Because this guy knows, guys. If you want to know anything about that John scene up there in Angeles City, how much it costs, the bar girls and all that, he knows. How much is the bar fan there? How much is it for a freelancer and all that stuff? Because some guys are into that. You know, I'm not into it, but some guys are. Hey, thanks, Mithringo, for that super chaser. Hey, Cal, do you prefer to do a visa run before your 6 months is up to avoid the exit clearance? Or will you just keep extending into the 3-year mark when you absolutely have to leave? I just do it like that, Mithringo, but that's something that's because really in the end though, what's going to happen is, see, the exit clearance is no big deal. That's why I don't even I don't sweat it. When I was in Zamboanga, it's so quick like that. I mean, it's just, it's just real simple. It's nothing, it's no big deal, guys. And it's cheap when you do it yourself. Now, when you let JRC do it, they'll do it. It costs 4,000 pesos, which is really not that much. But you make a great point here, because a lot of new guys don't realize that if you stay in the Philippines one day over 6 months, 6 months or more, you have to get an exit clearance to leave. And all they're going to do is run a police report, background, make sure you don't owe any money, you don't have any warrants and all that stuff. But if you leave 5 months and 25 days, you don't need it. And you can fly to Thailand or something. But I think if you do it that way, Mr. Ingle, you're actually going to spend more money, because you got to buy that plane ticket. Because the exit clearance is no big deal, guys. I promise you. It's nothing. I did it myself so many times. I just started letting JRC consultancy do my stuff now, because I just don't have the patience anymore. I paid them that 1,000 pesos, man, and come back and get my passport the next day. It's no big deal, because I don't have to do all the stuff that they try to run you through the ringer for in Dumaguete. But that's a good question for new people. This is something you have to decide, but it is something that you need to know, new guys. If you stay over here in the Philippines for 6 months or longer, you got to get that exit clearance. They won't let you out of the country. So you be done bought your ticket, went all the way to the airport and everything, and it won't be in that. It won't be in your passport. You can't get out of the country. And to get that exit clearance, you got to already have your ticket bought. You got to have proof that you're leaving the country. That's part of the application process. You can't just go say, hey, I'm getting ready to leave. And I believe it has to be within 30 days or 60 days of your departure. The ticket does. Because it could take up to 2 weeks. Leave the Philippines, bro. Okay, I don't want to come. Well, when I leave, I'm not leaving for good. But I'm not. I postponed my trip. It cost me $175 altogether, because all I did was I canceled my. See, I can cancel. I buy mine on Orbitz. You can cancel it within 24 hours of your flight and get a full refund. And then I rebooked it for May, because I don't have any winter clothes, guys. There you go. Have a nice day. Says 4,000 bar fan for American-owned bar, 5,000 for Korean-owned. Oh, okay. Now the bar fan, that means what? Now you still have to. Does that include the woman? There you go, have a nice day, or what? Because that would be expensive, man. If you got to pay the 4,000 and then negotiate with her, hell, it's a lot of money, man. Okay, he says in Angeles City, if you respect the girls and treat them well, they'll be friends with you. Just make sure you have food in the fridge. Yeah, but what does that mean? Does that mean if I pay the 5,000, does that mean that's already with the girl? They're gonna pay the girl. I've got to. Do I have to pay her too? Hey, what's up, Harvard 711? He's over in Thailand. Happy Traveler says every man pays a fine. Some of us pay it to many women and others pay it to one. Yeah, you got that right. I mean, you're going to pay anywhere it goes. It just seems like you're paying less than when you got to live in, but you're actually paying more. A whole lot more. I mean, but hell, I don't have time to be. I just don't. I don't know. I have a problem working off the clock. I do. And in my mind, I'm like, well, who was she with 5 minutes ago? You know, but some guys don't have a problem with that. I do. It's just me. You know. What time is the travel? Said Cal, live in Baguio City. It's so beautiful here. I visited Marcos Island, which is historic for Imelda Marcos Cave. It's not talked about a lot. Now, is there a beach there? B. Cox says, I didn't know about the visas. I'm married, so I can stay for 1 year. Yeah, that's called a Balikbayan visa. Your wife is a Balikbayan, and it covers everybody in her immediate family, her husband, her children, her parents, I think maybe even her sisters and brothers. But you have to come in together, B. Cox. I think you know that. You can't just come over here and show your marriage certificate. You have to be with her. That's how I came over here in 2018. And every time me and my wife would come here. So that just means you get 0 visa fees for 1 year. But after that, it just starts the same. So that's, a year is a long time. And don't forget, you better be steadily checking that passport. Because I don't want to overstay. I've never overstayed. And when I first started coming to the Philippines, you had to pay an exit fee. That's included in your plane ticket now. You had to pay a terminal fee. You don't do that anymore. It's already in your plane ticket. Because the very first time I came here, I didn't know that. And I get up to the immigration, and they're saying, yeah, $750. It was $750 at that time. I was like, $750? I didn't have it. I had to run downstairs, this is in Moncton, the old Moncton airport, and to the ATM machine and get it out. I didn't even know it. Mike Dorseyville said, how much did you pay for your ticket cap? I paid $610 the first time. This was $780 for one way, though. But if you're coming to America, if you're coming from America to the Philippines, when I came in 2018, it's a pre-pandemic, guys. Before, there's so many planes coming back and forth from the United States to the Philippines. You're going to eventually be able to get a good price, okay? I would go ahead and buy that round trip ticket. I wouldn't fool with the one way and the onward ticket. I would do that for my security and my peace of mind, just in case anything could happen. I would pay, because by the time you pay the one way and then the onward ticket, hell, you practically done bought the round trip. Ask some of these guys who've gotten stuck over here from doing that. Frank Ellis said the bar fan is to take her out the bar. That's the way it was when I was there. Well, hell, she better be okay. Here. Now he knows he's more recent, Frank, than you. He said the bar includes the woman. She typically gets half, and she will hope you tip her. Oh, okay. 1,000 or 2,000 is plenty. Oh, okay. So you're gonna give her the tip. Well, hell, she better be good then, because I was hearing that they play games like you bar fan them, and then they'll get back to the place and they got a headache. They don't want to do this and don't want to do that. See, I don't want that kind of trouble. And, I don't know, man. I just never been that way. He says, since you need an ongoing ticket from arriving to the Philippines from the U.S., do you also need one if you return to the Philippines after a visa run to, say, Thailand? Absolutely. And I can tell you that from experience. I did. I just bought a cheap ticket, an onward ticket to Singapore. But now they've got it where you can rent a damn ticket, because, they don't have the technology to tell you whether or not the ticket's real or not. They just want to see it. That's all the immigration officer is going to do, is to see, that you got that ticket and it's within 30 days or whatever it is of your entry in the country. So the onward ticket's within 30 days. I don't even know if they're strict on that, but I know they want to see that. That's what they did for me. That's the first thing they look for, is they ask for. Hey, Ron, he says, hey, Cal, plan on coming to the Philippines next January, maybe sooner. Flying into Clark, would like to visit you if possible. Yeah, now if you fly into Clark, all you have to do, and once you ready to come to see me, is fly out of Clark to Bacolod. That's about an hour flight. That's the same flight I took for the meet and greet. And then Bacolod's like 2 hours away on bus. That'll be the easiest way. Yeah, he says, my plan is to travel in and out of the country several times a year. And, if you've got an SRV or 13A, I don't believe you need all those. I don't know if you need that exit clearance. I'm not sure. I'd love to have, when I go this time to JRC, because I've got my visa expires in February. I'm going to ask them, if I've got an SRV, do I still have to get a exit clearance, or if I got a 13A? Because they do all of that. He says, but a little of times she will have a friend join. I have always had that they get tested weekly for diseases, but still, you're flipping a coin, as they say there. Up to you. Yeah. What's up, Willie? Willie's got a channel now. What's the name of your channel, Willie? I know you're back in the United States now. You plan on coming back here, but you were here for a while with your wife. I think it was an exploration trip. Believe it or not, when I was watching your videos, man, it just kind of took me back to when I used to first come over here to the Philippines. I got that vacation feel. He says if she's an idiot, you can go to the bar and they will give you your money back. Wow. Unless it's a Korean bar. Okay, I just answered that too, because people used to ask me this all the time, Frank. He said, what's the best time of the year to come to avoid the rainy season? Well, right now, the weather's perfect, really. So the end of December to about mid-February. And you're going to basically miss that rainy season. It's the end of it anyway, but you're going to get temperatures like this. You're going to be frying out there. I haven't had my aircon on in 3 or 4 days now. I cut it on the other day just to cut it on. I didn't need to. But it's like that every year around here, around that time. Last of December, mid-February. You're going to get some great temperatures, man. Yeah. See, this is what they want to see this in immigration. When you coming in the country, that's what they're looking for. They want to see that onward ticket or that return ticket, or you're not getting in. Oh, okay, it's just called Willie Cook. He said, what's the name of the visa you can get if you own a condo in the Philippines? Well, that would be an SRV, but remember, you don't automatically get that with a condo. What happens is, okay, because I was going to try to use this house, right? But here's what they told me. They said, yeah, you can use it, but you have to pay the money first. Once you get approved, then we can transfer your house over to the SRV. And I said, no, I don't have 20,000. So yeah, you would have to get approved for the SRV first, and then transfer your condo over. But I wouldn't want it. After second thought, I didn't want to tie my house up in that. See, that's one of the things I want my house to be free and clear. No government, no banks, nor anything like that. He says, I usually use Priceline. They'll usually let me know when my flight is at the lowest. I save a lot of money like that. D. Grant says a lot of people live in America are living in their vans to save money or just travel around the country. I know the Chocolate Man in the van, he's doing that. And I think he goes to, I guess you can have a gym membership in one of them 24-hour fitness places, right? And he takes his showers there, which is kind of smart. But I don't know, man. It's just too dangerous for me to be living in my van. That's the only problem I got, man. It's too many serial killers and stuff. Just the other day, a guy was sitting in his car in Hollywood, California, and some homeless woman came up and shot him and killed him. That would be my only concern. Yeah, you're right, and a lot less troublesome. He says being a John is cheaper than being a Joe. And I did a video a long time ago about this. It was called "What I Learned on My Way to the Bar in the Philippines." Johns are typically more educated. They earn more money than Joes. And that may be the reason. It's like, I don't want to be tied down with some woman. When I get, when my love comes down, I go over to the bar and be done with it. And as we get older, most of us, not me, because I'd get it 3 times a day. Hell, I'd be broke dealing with them women up there. But you're exactly right here. You don't have to worry about visiting the province, meeting the parents, none of that. Buying a house and lot, renting a place. But Johns and Joes they're uniquely different. I mean, really. Sometimes, man, I find myself being envious of Johns because the way they move. They can move freely and go here and go there, but at the same time, I'm like, well, damn. There are some benefits to being a Joe, especially if you got the right situation. You know, which right now everything's falling in place for me. I don't think I could have it any better anywhere on the earth at any other time than I do now, with everything lined up the way it has. But he's right about Johns. They spend a whole lot less money, man. Hey, Mr. Ringo, thanks for that super chat. He says, I guess the only reason to avoid the exit clearance is if you need to leave quick because of a woman who might want to cause you an issue. Yeah, see, this is another reason to be a John. Yeah, because I've only had one woman who never gave me problems when we split up. Everybody else, it's a problem, man. It's a problem. Because they're always going to think that they're the victim, that you've done them wrong some kind of way. They're never going to take responsibility for their side. It takes two to tango. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I've never only one woman, and believe it or not, she was the youngest of all the women I've ever dealt with. She's the only one that didn't threaten me, or I'm gonna get you, or I can cause you problems. She just didn't, man. Do I think would Marilyn cause me some problems? Absolutely. She's already showed it that she's going to do that. Okay, she's already showed me that, and I don't know. They just do it. But the only thing you would have to do, Mr. Ingle, is just leave the island. They can't follow you. You know, you're taking the bag with you. You're taking the money with you. You know, and it really has to be something serious. You know, because even though we say we don't have due process and stuff like that, they do listen. You know, they'll listen to you when you tell, you know, the authorities like, hey, look, she's just angry we're breaking up and all that. You know, I never did anything, you know. Frank Ellis said the best thing for you to do, Cal, is wait for your Social Security, then apply for the military SRV. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because the guy said, what? He said, Cal, don't you qualify for that? I said, I really don't, because I don't have a pension. They don't consider, it's not like Thailand, where all you have to do is show that you're earning the money. Over here, the Philippines wants a pension. You know, Social Security is considered a pension. Without that, they don't care how much you're earning. You see, Darren Cooper, that's what happened to him. He had to pay the $20,000 because he's military, but he didn't have a pension. They wouldn't take his military disability, he said, as a pension. Now, I don't know if anybody else has tried that. Yeah, you know, a lot of Johns, Grumpy Dude Brand says Cal Condo can be transferred. Yeah, it can be transferred, but you have to be approved first. You have to put that money up first. That's what they told me. See, that's the reason why I put it in Maryland's name, though. I was building the house so I could get the SRV. But when they told me that, hey, you know, yeah, you got to pay the $20,000 first and then transfer the house, I said, no, it's okay. I just put it in her name. Yeah. Hey, Fred, thanks for that super sticker. Yeah, Grumpy Dude Brand, you know, I'd already figured it out. I'm like, well, hell, this way I could kill two birds with one stone. They won't let you do it. I talked to the people. What's that? What's that called? The Philippine, what is it, a PRA or something? They said, yeah, you can do it, but you have to pay, you have to be approved first. Yeah, but see, it's $10,000 for somebody over 50 if you have a pension. You have to have that pension. That way I would apply for the 10, I would qualify for the 10,000, but I don't have the pension. That's the problem. I don't have the pension. What's up, Don? Yeah, that's my problem there. I don't have the pension. Hey, what's up, James? He says, Scamper S says, being a Joe has lots of benefits. One of them, you don't have to worry about where they've been and cheaper shopping, and you get looked after better. Yeah, but a lot of us here, we can look after ourselves. But yeah, you're right, though. A lot of benefits to being a Joe. I mean, I'm a Joe. I've never been a John, but there is a difference, though. A lot of Joes, it's like, okay, take for instance, um, Scotty, regular guy, I think he would be considered a John, I guess. He's not settled down, he's just traveling around, dealing with different women, you know. See, me, I got a conscience, and that's probably what makes me a Joe. And then if I find something good, I want it over and over and over. See, I'm like that. I'm compulsive. And I don't want Genesis, that's right. Thanks, AC Knights. He said the name of the bus company is Genesis. Yes, Genesis. What did I say, Century or something? It is, but it's nice, right? Tell them those buses are nice. They're really nice. I was shocked, man. I mean, it's not like getting on these buses, these series liners and stuff. No, these buses are the real deal. Comfortable too. What's up, man? Yeah, he said, just tune in, Cal. He said, your trolls listening and will flip this John versus Joe discussion tomorrow. I'm pretty sure of that. They get a lot of their content from our live streams, guys, believe it or not. I mean, I'm telling the truth. It's true. Even if a guy comes out and says he doesn't like something I said, it's because he's watching my vlog and he heard me say it. So he goes back. But if you're a potential vlogger, man, that's not the way. You're not going to stay around long making vlogs like that. I'm just going to say that, man. It's positive energy today, but you're not going to stay around long doing that. First of all, manage your own business. I didn't retire to come over here and get arguments and fights with people, man. It's just not going to do it. He said, but one thing about it is the John, they have a higher chance of catching something that penicillin can't cure. That's a fact. Yeah, if you going in there raw like that, and a lot of these guys let their guard down. They fall for these girls, and she says, yeah, it's okay. You can do it without, because I've had my shots and everything like that. Yeah, he said Johns don't have to take care of the family. The sick water buffalo. Yeah, it's benefits on both sides. It's just who you are. I think if you've been a Joe your whole life, you're not gonna come over here and be a John. You're gonna be a Joe. Typically, Johns have been that way their whole life, really. But some guys just make the decision, I don't want to be tied down. I don't want to be married. I don't want that. Because you can come over here and recreate the shit you running from over there. It don't take much to do. It don't take much to do, man. You come over and get henpecked, you meet the wrong one, and there you are. You're miserable over here. You can't go nowhere. If you break up, she's gonna cause you problems. It's like, well, hell, this is what I left over there. I don't want to do it over here. So you have to be careful. There you go. Have a nice day. Said you better off going to the barangay and let them know she may be a problem. They will appreciate that. Yeah, I'm glad you brought this up because we do have some avenues, guys. But a lot of us, we don't want to get involved. We don't even know where the barangay office is here. That's one of the first things you want to know when you get situated in the Philippines, because that's how the system works over here. It's different. We go straight to the police. They don't. A lot of people over here have never been inside of a courtroom before. And if it gets to the police, it's real serious because they'll take it to the barangay first. he's like he's an elected official. And they're known to iron disagreements and stuff out and kill it right there. It don't go any further. They got a lot of power, man. And I'm glad you brought this up. So when you come over here, the barangay captain, he stopped by my meet and greet, the last meet and greet. No, the one before when I had it at Meg's resort. He came, he was just happened to be there, but the engineer, rock engineer Arthur, he was there. So he said, hey, I know him. I'm going to introduce you to him. And he did. But you want to know that barangay official. You want to know where that office is. That's going to save you a lot of trouble. Thanks. There you go. Have a nice day for bringing that up. Hey, James Beatty, thanks for that super chat. He says, hey, Cal, what my lifestyle will be with $1,900 a month in Social Security check? Well, just, you know, off the top of my head, that's a good salary to have over here. But not knowing anything about you, James, where you going to live, who you going to live with, does she have children? Are you going to rent an apartment, a condominium, Cebu, Manila, where you going to live? Are you going to have a motorcycle? Do you drink? Do you smoke? Are you a John? Okay, without knowing any of that, it'd be hard to say, but just saying $1,900 per month. Okay, now remember, the peso right now is 56.32. So you're talking about just, you know, you're talking about 80,000 pesos per month. That's a nice salary over here, man. No, that's more than that. That'll be a lot more than that. I'm sorry. Yeah, it'll be a lot more than that. Yeah, that'd be almost, hell, that'd be almost 100,000. Yeah, you're living pretty damn good over here. You see, Harold Till said. And Harold Till, he's in the Hall of Fame. He knows about money over here. He spent $20,000 in 1 month over here. He was the first member of my Hall of Fame. I don't even know what you were doing with that kind of money, but nowadays it wouldn't be hard to do, but I think you did it several years ago. I mean, I was spending money out of both pockets in 2010. I spent $7,000. Now for him to spend $20,000, man, he was, hell, what were you doing? Because 7,000, we were staying in the best hotels. We went to Boracay. We went to Panglao Bahal. We're staying right on the beach. I mean, we stayed everywhere. The best hotels in Lapu-Lapu at the time. He said, so at 5,000, absolutely. Absolutely. That's, you're now see, you know, because I seen guys making videos about, see, they make fun of us when we talk about living like a king over here, right? They know good and damn well guys living like a king over here. Okay? They know that for a fact. 5,000, you're going to live like a king. I'll argue with anybody. He said, Calvin said it's Hall of Fame. Yeah, I got a Hall of Fame, Jabras. And Harold Till was the first member in the Hall of Fame. He spent 1 million pesos in 1 month over here. He said gambling. Yeah, it's 104,500. That's a lot of money over here. Unless you're going to be like the guy in Iloilo. Remember, he's paying 80 grand, 80,000 pesos. $100,000. But just regular living like in San Carlos City where your rent, maybe just say 20,000 for your rent. And you're going to live in a spectacular place in San Carlos City. You still got 84,000 left. Excuse me. Yeah, guys live like kings over here, man. I'm telling you, when I had my 1,900, it was just me, my wife, and my son. We were living fantastically. And I had about 17,000 with me. I don't know where they were living and what they're talking about. Man, we went anywhere, everywhere, did anything that we wanted to do, ate at the best places. We didn't worry about nothing. That's one of the reasons I bought this house, because that money was dwindling, and well, it dwindled real quick. And I said, well, if I get another chance, I'm gonna get out in front of it. I'm gonna build me a house so my expenses will be low. Jacob Townsend said $20,000 Eagle. Yeah, 1 million pesos, man. Yeah, 5,000. That's just a tremendous amount of money. I don't know if you can spend that over here. I'm pretty sure people do, but you'd have to be stupid. You'd have to be staying at the Henan Resort right on the beach in Panglao Bahal for $16,000 a night to go through 5,000 US over here. Because you could stay, okay, I met a school teacher in Cebu. He came to my meet and greet in Lapu-Lapu. He was staying in a one bedroom in Solanea for 40,000 pesos a month, but it was Airbnb. So it included his, his utilities and everything right across my Yala Mall. Now you'd have to worry about is your immigration and your food. So just say another, 30,000. So they get, let's say 35. So now you got 200,000 left over. The 75,000 is going to be for your rent in this posh place in the center of the business district in Cebu, and your immigration and your food and any woman you probably want. You're looking at 75,000. Now you got 200,000. You could keep on putting up, or maybe you might go to Boracay, Bantayan Island once or twice a month or something like that. Oh yeah. That's a lot of money. Willie Cook says, I would budget that. Leave some in your U.S. bank. There's no way that you shouldn't be able to save. That's the good thing that people don't talk about about living over here. It's cheaper than where you're coming from. So instead of taking that money and spending it, you save it. You put it up. And before you know it, man, you got a nice little nest egg. That's why I was able to build this house, man. I mean, it didn't take me long, man, because we couldn't go anywhere anyway. And it was around the time when my channels got monetized. My channel got monetized in January of 2022. No, 2021. We were over in Margarita Village. It didn't take long, man. In July, I had the money for the down payment to start building this house. And they were finished in October. Because it don't take long, man. But if you're just going to spend the money, if you're just going to spend it, I mean, what's the whole point? Mike Dorsonville said, yeah, 20 in 1 month. But he said he was gambling. Now, I know that's a fact, because I'm going to tell you something. When I had that gambling bug, I got a Humana. I was one of the companies I was representing. I got a $12,500 bonus from Humana. So I had about $15,000, man. I lost that in 1 week in the Horseshoe Casino over in Indiana. I lost it all 1 week. 15,000. Hey, what's up, Haunted and Alone? Yeah, he said also 5-star hotels. You can go through 5,000 pretty quick if you're going to stay in the Shangri-La at, like I said, 16,000 a night, 13,000 a night. It's not going to take you long. But if you just come over here and rent you a nice condominium in the business district somewhere, it'll be almost impossible, man. You'd have to have 5 or 10 women a night. Roger Walker said, damn, Cal, how I've been watching you that long. Yeah, yeah. See, for a long time, Roger, I wasn't even on the radar, man. Nobody was watching my channel. I was just like any other channel, you know. But once it occurred to me that I had to get monetized, I had to get so many thousand watch time hours, I just started making videos every day. I didn't know what I was doing, really. So by the time I did get on the radar, I already had 200 videos, man. You got to realize something. It's crazy when I look at it now, because to me it's nothing. But to most YouTubers, man, they don't have anywhere near. I've got 1,700 videos. Some of these big YouTubers, I'm talking about humongous ones. Of course, they don't need all that many. They only got 200 and 300 videos. Jerry Fisher, do you have health insurance? Is it very expensive? It's not really. But remember, Jerry, your health backs your insurance. So if you're healthy, it's best to get insurance now. Don't wait, because anything can happen. You may end up with a pre-existing illness. All that goes into your premium. And you're not getting any younger. Age and your health is what backs your health insurance and your life insurance. Yeah, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. It's hard to get on the radar. What I was doing, though, Jacob Chanja, I quit doing it. I was bringing people on my channel, and they were able to bypass the algorithm, because I would say, hey, go ahead and subscribe, and y'all would subscribe and start watching the channels. They didn't have to worry about the algorithm. They don't realize the favor I did them. Nobody ever did that to me. People said, hey, they would call, let me on their show or whatever, but they didn't do anything like what I was doing to people. I mean, you got to realize the true channel, the True Girls, when I met her, when my friend brought her to see us over here, they had 121 subscribers, nowhere near the watch time hours. I bought them on my panel, man. Boom. 2 days later, they're already monetized, like, it's surely within the week. There you go. Have a nice day. Said good health insurance about $2,000 per year. Yeah, but you got to realize, though, it depends on your health and your age. That's why it just depends on the health and age. You can't say how much it's going to cost to anybody, because we're all different. Yeah, they didn't appreciate it. Now the algorithm, the algorithm's a beast. Now it ain't even playing. Good luck to any new blogger out here trying to make it, especially over here. Now, some of them gossip channels, talking about Kevin Hart and Cat Williams and all that, they seem to explode overnight. But over here, man, there's so much competition, and everybody's talking around in circles, talking about the same thing. It's hard, man. That's why these women have started getting risque. They don't have a choice. They can't make content like me, and I don't have a pussy. So that's the kind of like the trade-off. They say, okay, I got something you don't have, then and they pull that out. That's their hold card. But you gotta, you gotta have some edge over here, and sex sells. And the men, like, it's just like the men over here, the Filipino men, when it comes to getting lifted out of poverty by some stranger, they don't have a pussy. It's the same thing with the men bloggers over here going up against these Filipino women bloggers. We can't compete with them for real, guys. I stopped trying to compete, with them. I never really was, but if I was, I've learned my lesson. I can't do it. I mean, all they got to do, and y'all think I'm joking. You think I'm, Robert Dame messaged me the other day with a link, and the woman's just sitting there looking in the mirror and on her phone, not saying nothing, guys, and y'all steadily watching and sending money. I can't compete against that. Mr. Passport King said, Cal, how did you handle large peso transactions like when you built the house? Do you have a Filipino bank account? Yeah, I got denied yesterday, even with a retiree visa, because I am not married yet. Well, see, the laws have changed. Now, wherever you went, I keep going. I had a bank account over here. See, I'm in a little small place like St. Carlos City. John told me where to go. I'm with PNB. Okay, but it's hit and miss. But they passed a law now that non-residents can open up checking accounts and savings accounts over here in the Philippines. Okay, but it's still going to be hit and miss. I don't know why you got turned down. I would try other banks. What did you try? BDO, I think they're kind of strict. BPI. But I already had a bank account, and that's what helped me. I had one over here, so I was just, money goes to my U.S. account still to this day, and I transfer it over here. But when I was doing all that money, because remember, it's all about money laundering over here. That's why they're so strict. Y'all don't know the crimes that are being committed over here with this money laundering. Well, anyway, every time money came to my account and I drew it out to give to the engineer, I had to show them my deed of sale and everything. We had to show them everything to show them that I'm buying a house, that I'm building a house. They wouldn't approve it because, see, in my bank, anything over 20,000, you got to have it approved. It used to be 40,000. Now it's 20. Even if I wanted 21,000, I got to go to the bank officer, sit there and wait for her to sign off on me. But yeah, I would keep trying. I would go somewhere like, because I'm not married. I would go to PNB. I tried them, and I'm so glad I'm with PNB. And I'm I don't get paid for this. I'm just letting you know that bank is everywhere. You're never gonna have any problems with your money. Now, if you go to a different island, they might charge you $200 or something, 200 pesos. I'm sorry. But the customer service, everything is always A1 for me. But yeah, John, because John, that's where he got his. He said he went to different places and they turned him down. He said he went to PNB and the lady asked him, did he have the proper ID? You need passport, you need that ACR card, and I had my driver's license at the time. Then they're going to ask you, you got to show them where your money's coming from. Okay, but yeah, I only tried one time. Now they're going to put you through the ringer. They put me through the ringer. Every day they're calling me for about the first 3 or 4 days. We need this and need that and all of that, right? But now they know me. I mean, I got a passbook account. Those old-timey passbook accounts. I could probably go in there without my passbook and withdraw money now. They know me now. But I don't see why you have I don't know what's going on with this Wi-Fi. Okay, choose recovery. He says, always make sure you have an emergency bank account that's always got at least 500 pounds, which would be something like $800. Never leave yourself vulnerable Yeah, we talked about this the other day, and people they got on my case about, oh, $1,000 is not enough. It is when you don't have nothing. I said at least 1,000, and the more, the better. But at least 1,000, guys. Don't tell me. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just over here yapping. That $1,000 gonna buy you some time. Okay, may get you something to eat until you can figure something out. It may get you that plane ticket back home. But nothing from nothing leaves nothing. They say, oh, you need more than 1,000. I said at least 1,000. I'm in the Philippines. I know that's going to help you. Ask the guy up in Angeles City right now. He don't have nothing but a big ass sign around his neck, begging for money up there. Ask him what he would do with $1,000 right now in his pocket. I know what I'm talking about. This guy's exactly right. You got to have something, guys. Happy Man 6920 said, Mr. Passport King, great question. Yeah, it was a great question, but yeah, I transferred. I had a bank account over here. And even if I were you, I would keep trying. Remember, they don't have like a credit bureau or something like that over here. They don't know, the right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing. You could go to the bank right next to them, and they would never know that they turned you down. I would just keep trying. You're in General Santos. There's plenty of banks there, but I would try PNB. Okay. And then they got these other banks. What is it? RNB? It's a bunch, man. Okay. All right. Look, have your girlfriend open the account and then put you on it. You got to try some stuff, man. Then add you to it. Try that if all else fails. Okay. Yeah, he says, have you noticed the true challenge fizzled out? That's because they really don't know what they're doing. See, what they should have done was kept people thinking like the Filipino piece. See, no one's ever seen her boyfriend. Okay, I'm pretty sure she's got a boyfriend, but everybody thinks they can have her. The true girl should have done that. Number one, they should have started making videos. Okay, because there's women on YouTube now that getting paid big money. They don't look as good as the true girls, but they know what to do. See, the true girls, yeah, they had their chance and they kind of blew it. I'm pretty sure they're still getting. Hell, you don't need but one or two, 5 men to send you money to earn anything. Imagine, because some of these guys they're sending just unbelievable amounts of money. But yeah, their channel did fizzle out because I think that people know that they've got somebody, because guys are coming over there, seeing them. They're pretty popular. When people get on the plane and come to the Philippines and want to meet you, a lot of people want to meet these girls, but I think that's when they see like, oh, okay, she's got somebody, whatever it is. Because they came to my meet and greet one time, and but they're still popular. They just don't. Yeah, they're still at 2,000 subscribers, and you know they still got their fans though. Because believe it or not, man, when you see them, okay, uh, they're decent looking women, man. They're nice women. I mean, you're not gonna turn them down. That's for sure. I've seen worse. Okay, the one girl is really a fox. Well, Jim, I like Jim, but the other one, the real quiet one, what's her name? She's a fox, man, when you see her in person. And she's all that, for real. She's only like 26 or 27. She don't say anything. The quiet one. Not Saul. She's hyped up. She was drunk at the meet and greet. But the other one. Yeah, she's fine, man. Body just banging, for real. He said, I tried BDO. See, yeah, they're strict. They're strict. Don't do BDO. Go PNB. Try PNB and see what happens. You're probably going to get a better result of PNB. Especially when you got the SRV. Hey, Willie Cook, thanks for that super sticker. Yeah, especially if you got that SRV. He says PNB allows you to have an account even if you don't live in the Philippines. Somebody told me that. Somebody sent me a link because they said they're going to open up an account. They had a PNB over where he lived. But they're pretty liberal, man. I've never had any problems, man. You know, like I said, they wanted to make sure I was legit. But there's a law that they passed. I was just reading it because I was going to talk about that. And I said, well, damn, they done changed the law. Non-residents can open it as long as you can, you know, you got money coming from, it doesn't have to come from see, when I signed up, it had to come from like a pension or something, right? They were real adamant about that. But when I showed her, I was able to convince her that my money, you know, was coming in regularly. Now you don't have to do that. It can come from a paycheck or something like that, renewal income. Yeah, I looked this up just, what's today, son? Just Friday. Yeah, he said PNB has branches in California and New York. Yeah, thank you, brother. RCBC is the name of it. I said RNB. It's RCBC. That's a good one. Security Bank, China Bank. Try them. Okay? Don't give up, man, because somebody's going to want your money. Trust me. But, you know, BDO is like the flagship. BDO, BPI. I mean, those are like the 5-star. You know, they're going to be strict. But there's a lot of these other second-tier banks that don't have all the commercials and all that stuff is what I'm talking about, because they're just as legit as BDO and BPI, but those are like the flagship banks over here. They're going to put you through the ringer. But yeah, he says, I have a connection with the branch manager. Come see me in Lapu-Lapu. See, this is perfect, man, and this is what we need to do. Because a friend of mine, they turned him down, but another friend of his in Cebu with big money, he put in a good word for him. And they let him open up one. But yeah, I would use everything at my disposal. I wouldn't quit. Don't give up, man. He said, Shad, I've heard of big time money laundering there, especially from China. Well, they had a big case here. I want to say it was either from Malaysia or Indonesia. Something like $70-something million was stolen, and it was sent to the Philippines and then sent to the casinos. But some people were charged with that. You can go look it up in Google. I want to say it was like $70 million or something like that. It was a lot of money, man. A tremendous amount of money. But it ended up in the Philippines. And then they took it and sent it to the casinos. I guess they were going to wash it there. But eventually got caught. They threw the manager under the bus. You know, the big people at the top, whoever's behind it, they never found them, but they got the manager. And it's, you know, I'm not repeating anything that's not out there because I don't really know the all the details anyway. But it was in the news. It was a big scandal. But yeah, it was like $70-something million or something. But Willie said, yeah, they're tight on transfers. We had to split our transfers for vacation money. I'm trying to think. Well, see, my bank at Fifth Third, I got an account Fifth Third in America. If I had this kind of money, I could, and that's how I was able to build my house. I could transfer 5,000 per day. So, you know, I didn't have a problem because I did 6,000 and then maybe a month later or something like that, another 6,000 and then 4,000 and then 4,000. Because I gave him, it was actually 300,000 pesos, 300,000, 200, let's see, 300, 6, yeah. And then 300,000, 600,000, yeah. Then 200,000 and then 200,000. I gave him 1,000,000 pesos. Harold Till said, keep credit cards with a good balance on them for emergencies. That's perfect information. That's what I do. I've got one with 2,500. I never touch it. That's my emergency fund. I mean, that's going to get me anything I need over here. Probably going to get me out of jail. It's probably going to give me a few days in the hospital. Certainly give me a ticket home, something to eat, someplace to stay, guys. Don't be over here playing around. You see it all the time. This guy was on Facebook. I told you, they're going to put you on Facebook. They're going to put you on YouTube. I didn't see where that guy, John, was back over here, but I saw a video that said he was. They didn't have him on there. They just said he was. So I don't know if that's true or not. Now, the problem with him is nobody's going to help him this time. Hold on, guys. I'm going to show him. He said, what's an ACR card? But this is what you have. They're going to give you. They're going to issue you this card. Once you're here 59 consecutive days. It's called an Alien Certificate of Registration card. You get this. Now, what happens is you're not going to get it when you go to the immigration office. They're going to automatically apply for it. It's going to cost you. See, mine's expired. So when I go to immigration this next time, next month, I'm going to have to pay 3,000 pesos more because I'm going to have to pay for this. And you can use that an official ID now. You don't have to carry your passport around. You don't have to carry your license and all that. You just carry this. I show that. If I use a credit card or debit card at the restaurant, I show them this. He said, expat begging for money. That's so embarrassing. Yeah, it happens a lot over here. Because we overspend over here when we don't have to. I don't know who we're trying to impress. Because you're talking about a woman that you meet probably doesn't even have a job. Or if she has a job, she's probably earning about $300 a month if she's got a good job. So we're coming over here, we're trying to impress women. You know, oh, party over here, you know, let the good times roll. And next thing you know, you're on Facebook. I mean, I got a picture, I didn't show it. It's a reminder to me, he's got a big sign around his neck. I mean, a big sign. The sign's maybe, I'm going to say 2 foot by 3 foot sign. Please help me. He says, I'm hungry. Please help. Give me a chance for change. I'm like, wow, he's in Pampanga. But they got the pussy. That's all they need, man, because I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if I've ever seen men more thirstier around these Philippine YouTube videos. Certainly when they come over here, I've never seen it in my life. I've never even heard of it. I mean, it's on a whole other level. It's in another stratosphere. I mean, the thirst here is just ridiculous. I mean, it's just so, it's embarrassing. You don't believe me? Go on to some of these Filipino vloggers. I mean, the content is nothing, okay? But just go in the comment section, man. You're going to be like, man, it's embarrassing, guys. You know, we need to turn that thirst dial way down. Because when you get over here, you're going to see, man, it's not really all that. That's the least you got to worry about. You need to worry about more important things. You know, we got off the topic today, but we can always talk about it again. The who are you going to spend your time with over here? That's very important. Your precious time. Because that's the number one asset you got is your time. It's the most valuable thing you got. And we mismanage it. We piss it away. Then it's your health. But who you going to spend your time with? Doing what? What are you going to do? Okay, now you're going to come over here. You're going to get rid of the who. Now what? That's next. What are you going to do with your time? Because, man, it gets quiet over here, guys. And some of these people over here, it gets real quiet. I love it, though. But to some people, they can't handle it. But you should already have an idea. The Philippines is so much to do over here. But if you don't know, if you haven't done your research, you don't know what's over here to do. The what? When are you going to do it? When are you going to pull the trigger and come on over here? You're sitting over there watching all these videos. You're already retired. You're about to retire. You're getting your pension. When? When are you going to do it? When are you going to start enjoying the rest of your life? Because retirement is not really scary as people make you think it is. All they're scaring you about is if you have enough money. It's not the end. It's really the beginning of this new chapter in your life. But when are you going to do it? Okay? A lot of us are afraid. We equate retirement with dying. No, I'm sorry, no. We're retiring from our work, not from life. Okay, where are you going to retire? See? Where are you going to retire? Are you going to stay at home and just travel back and forth different places like my buddy AB in North Carolina? He goes all over, man. When he left the Philippines, he went to Bahrain. But then he went to Malaysia, I think Singapore. You know, he plays golf. But where, man? Okay. Why are you doing it? You should. This is the most important question. Why did you work all of them years and make all those sacrifices and save all that money? What's the whole purpose of that now? And then how? How are you going to spend your time? Or how are you going to spend your retirement? That's kind of the same thing as the what. But how are you going to do it? Are you going to be stressed out or are you going to be healthy? Are you going to be at the hospital all the time or at the gym? Because all we're worried about is finances. We don't even think about anything else. Make a damn bucket list, man. Even if you're years from retiring, at least have a goal, man. It's funny how that works. But there's laws in the universe that are at play, guys, when you put your goals in front of you and you can see them. It's funny how they come to pass. But a lot of us, we don't even have it. We think it's shallow. They said, oh, it's too limiting. It don't work. Okay, well, how are you going to hit a bullseye without a target? I'm sitting here right now because I had the who, I had the when, I had the where, and I had the why. I just didn't have the what and the how. And it damn near cost me, man. I'm over here, man, like, damn, it's why I spent up all my money. Because I really didn't know what to do. So I was going to all these exotic places, staying in all these fancy hotels and stuff. And at 17,000 I had, man, it dwindled down pretty quick. So start thinking about that now, man. You don't have to come over here and stay all at once. Take a vacation. It's no excuse, man. Take a damn vacation. Everybody needs a break from that damn matrix over there. W Secrets of Success, he takes it 1 month at a time every year. If I could do it, that's the way I would do it. But you need a break from that place. That'll make you hungrier. You come to a place like the Philippines, Brazil, one of those places where it just knocks your socks off, man. You'll come up with a plan. You'll start saving your money. I guarantee you will. Because that's what I did. I had a 4-year plan, man, and 4 years went like that. Next thing you know, it's time to pull the trigger. My wife wasn't ready for real. She was enjoying her life over there, had that great job, all them friends, and, life was good for her. That's the trade-off, though. See, if you're a Filipino watching this, you got to think about that. If you want to start dating and marrying older men who are retiring and your life is just now starting, see, that's the trade-off. Are you ready to sacrifice that? Because a lot of them they'll say they are, but they really aren't, man. She was not ready. That 4 years went by so quick, it blew her mind. So she came over here and it didn't last 6 months, man. Hey, there you go. Have a nice day. Thanks for that super chat. He said, Calvin, your channel is a wealth of information. Let me get this on here so I can read it. I'm sorry, brother. He says, I'll be there in 7 weeks and just realized I have a few things left to do. Boxes are already there. Just need my ass there. 45 years of work, family. See, that's what I'm saying. But we never even think about it. There you go. Have a nice day until it's right there. And then we lost, man. You don't know the who, what, when, where, why, and how. You should be thinking now. It's all falling in place for me now. I've got the what and the how. It's all in place for me, man. I'm living a life I never knew existed. But I'm not the only one, though. It's a lot of people over here that just don't have YouTube channels. But you see them over here, man. They're really, really living good. And you could do it too, but you got to put it out there. He's already sent his boxes over here. Like, wow. So he probably going to Angeles City because he knew a whole lot about Angeles City. He's probably a John. Because I guarantee you, if you think I'm yapping, when you get over here and you meet a John and a Joe, the conversations are totally different. You go up in Angeles City, man, that's all I was talking to was Johns up there. And it just seemed like they were so happy, man. It's like, they were worried about other things. They knew everything else. They wasn't even worried about a damn dating site, but they knew the best hospitals, the best restaurants. They knew everything else. And that's usually what you're going to run into. The Joes like us, man, we can't see 3 feet in front of us. It's all about the women, really, for us. We just want to come over here. We want a companion. We want somebody. We want to settle down again. We've been settled down for 40 years over there. We want to come over here and settle down again. Well, if that's what you're going to do, you better have it all in a row because you're going to end up making the same mistake. You're going to find yourself in the same damn spot you was in over there. This is not the place to be like that. Kamal says, I believe based on observation, the guys who die shortly after retirement become stagnant as opposed to those who venture out or utilize hobbies. That's the law of nature. Anything that remains stagnant rots and dies. That's just the law of nature. So how you going to spend your retirement? In the hospital or in the gym? In America or in some exotic place with an exotic woman half your age? See, that's what I wanted. I always had the dream since 2009. I knew exactly where I was coming. I just didn't know when at that time. But as it drew closer, I knew when. I said, I'm pulling the trigger. I'm done. You know, and until you really tasted it, you won't even know what I'm talking about. Come over here. Get one of these tenderonis over here, one of these yummy tenderonis over here, somewhere from 18 to 25. You'll run back and start making plans. I've seen guys do it. There's a guy right now, he's talking about hell. He was going to retire at 65. He's 62 right now. Came over here, met a 19-year-old. She done turned him out. He's getting ready to retire next month. Don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I do. Because he didn't have any reason to do it. To put off. He came over here, man. It's nothing like that. They literally melt in your damn hands over here. Ben Shepard says America has a well-defined system that wants you to work to your back is now good. I spent my childhood in Central America. I respect family values of these nations more than a homeland. Well, they want you to work until you're dead. Imagine giving somebody some advice that, it's best to retire at 70 years old. You can get, that's when the system works for you, right? It's not even 67 anymore, it's 70. If that has to be the most craziest advice anybody's ever tried to give me. But it makes good sense if you're 69. But hell, if you're 61 like me, I'm ready to turn 61. If the creek don't rise, I'm not working for no 9 more years. I mean, that's an eternity, man. I'm getting older. As I wake up every morning, something else is sore. You got to deal with some 40-year-old boss probably that has no idea, that doesn't have nearly the life experience you got. And it just all adds up to say, man, I'm out of here. But if you don't have a plan, you stuck there with Big Shirley and the rest of them. He said, Mr. Passport King said, LOL, Cal. My girlfriend asked me yesterday, what's a tenderoni? Just tell her. A young, fine, because their skin is soft, man. I mean, that's why they call them a tenderoni. They ain't got a scratch on them. I've had it. I've been there, done that. Once you tasted that, you're going to come up with a retirement plan. Look, he said, funny, Cal, the 19-year-old was reason for early retirement. It was. He's over there bullshitting because he didn't have it quickened his plans up. When he finally came over here and was able to taste that, he hurried up and made plans, put in his retirement papers. W Secret Success said, well, there you go with that yummy 21 stuff. Where they at, man? They all around here. What are you talking about? I don't even look at women in the face anymore, especially here, because they know I'm Sunshine Shows. They looking, man, and it's too tempting for me. I can't pass it up. That's why I'd rather I don't look them in the eye. They're smiling all the time, man. I promise you guys, that's why I like St. Carlos City. People know me here. I feel safe here. Everybody knows me. People will stop their cars and get out and want to take a picture with me. It doesn't matter. Girls, guys, it doesn't matter. So when I go like to the store or something like that, they're in there. That's where they. Yeah, they want that recognition. I just got too much to lose. See, I know better. I know that, a good woman over here is as good as it gets. You're going to get a different face. She may be younger. You may have a different body, but it's the same, really. You're not gonna get. There's nobody gonna treat me any better than what Maryland does. I promise you that. Okay, they may be younger and all that, and then I got to start over, man. I don't have that kind of money. I don't have any kind of years. But it happened to me. That's why I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I had a Texas to Zoya moment. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I'm probably gonna take Maryland there. We want to go somewhere in February or March. He asked me when was I going back to Thailand. Mike Pfeiffer said 250,000 money pesos. Can I live like a rock star there, right? Absolutely. And I argue with anybody, Mike. You hear these vloggers saying, no, you can't. Bullshit. They making fun of people when they say you living like a king over here. That's because they're not capable of living like a king. You got to have a little bit more than money. You know, you have to have some persuasion, some conversation, and you can live like a king over here. I don't earn anywhere near 250,000 a month in pesos, but I'm living like a king. I got 2 helpers. You can eat off my floor. Food is always in there ready. We don't miss a meal, anything. I got a woman that goes to the gym every single day, will bend over backwards for me. I mean, what else do I have to? I don't have to even iron my clothes. I live like a king over here. But they'll laugh at me for saying that. I don't care. I'm just telling you that's the nitty gritty right there. That's my life experience here. Okay? And you know, and my woman gives me permission, I can wake up at any time of the night for whatever it is I want. Imagine that. And there ain't nothing worse than being awakened out of your sleep. I'll be ready to shoot somebody. She's giving me the damn permission. Just wake me up. I'm like, wow. Really? Yeah, Frankie said, in fact, when you go to the Social Security office to retire early, they try to convince you to wait. Yeah, it's crazy, man, but they don't know what they're up against. See, it used to be you didn't have, a choice, but now you got the tenderoni over here waiting. Now you got some ammunition. You didn't have a leg to stand on. They're going to talk you out of it. They look at this money you're losing, and you can earn this in 3 more years, or 5 more years, or 8. And now you're like, yeah, but look at what I got over here waiting. Nathaniel Drug Free said, being faithful is best, Cal, especially when you found somebody who appreciates you, even for the little things. Elsewhere, it's never enough but a headache, and the system doesn't make it no better. Yeah, I've learned my lesson, man. I promise, because I almost lost it all fooling with that dreamer. I really didn't realize what I was losing. I mean, I could have lost it all, man. And it kind of woke me up. It's like, what are you doing? I was sleepwalking, because I got ambushed. And it'll happen to you over here if you're sleepwalking. I don't need to be sleepwalking over here. I got too much to lose. I got a good woman, a good family, everything set up for me to win. But I was going to throw it all away for that. I won't do it anymore. I learned my lesson, I promise you, man, because they looking, man. They know, oh boy, I sure could have a nice life if I was Miss Sunshine Shoulders. But I already got one. I already got a first lady, and I'm not trading her in for nothing. I mean that, man. Yeah, that's right. You get nothing. You get nothing. My father died at 61. My mother died at 62. She turned 62 in February, got her first check in March, was dead in September. Okay. You can learn, okay, this book this guy gave me, it's called The Unplugged Alpha. I just started reading it. And Eleanor Roosevelt, I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to leave y'all with this quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. Here's what she said. And this is what I did with my parents. Okay. Thank you, whoever gave me this book. It's pretty interesting. I haven't really gotten into it yet. She said, This is Eleanor Roosevelt, and I quote, "Learn from the mistakes of others. You can't live long enough to make them all yourself." See, I learned from my mother and father dying early. I'll be damned. I'm not working a day over 62. Let me make it to 62. I don't care if I got to crawl in that damn office. Give me mine. Because I'm not going to live long enough to learn from all of my mistakes. I'm going to learn off the other people's mistakes. The guy who worked 40 years at DuPont Chemicals, he was dead within a month, man. The hell with that. What's he talking about? Calvin, don't let this guy get your blood pressure. Who are you talking about? What are you talking about? Gary? I don't know. You know, I don't. And this is why they don't like me. Because I have found paradise. They don't realize that they can find it too. They can find it too, you know, if you know the who, what, when, where, why, and how the retirement. And that can change. The who, the what, the when, the where, why, and how, but you got to have some type of idea. But I don't let these guys get to me, man. You know, it's not worth it. He said, yeah, Social Security said, wait 3 years. Yeah, you're dead. They know every year, especially for me, every year that I wait, really every day that I wait, the odds are working against me. That you know, so if you're 62 out there, I say get it, man. And because there's other places that you can live off that money and live fairly good. Hybrid 7-Eleven says, yeah, don't look the dogs in their eye because they will attack you, man. It's true. And that's why I do not look at these women in the eye anymore. They're looking to say, you know, because over here, I don't know if you really know this or not. I'm going to tell you this before I get off of here. Having a mistress is okay if you can afford it. Okay, because half of something is better than 100% of nothing. Okay, I don't have to tell you that some women over here are really, really struggling. And they'll take that half of something over that 100% of nothing. So yeah, they'll gladly join your team, but you better be able to handle it. I can't handle it. You know, I got Booby to think about. You know, that's a big factor in my thinking. You know, because I'm thinking, man, if I mess this up, then, you know, Booby needs me. Who's going to take care of Booby? You know, who's going to answer those questions she's going to answer? She's going to ask, because Booby is smart, man. She says stuff, man, that, you know, it makes me proud, but it breaks my heart at the same time. She came in here the other day and said, Daddy, my hair is not long like Sophia's hair. And she's 3. Well, a lot of them, man, they know, you know, they're not stupid, Frank. Okay. But a John, see, he don't have to worry about that. He can juggle it to the best of his ability. Yeah, he said, I retired at 50. Yeah, he says every place you go, there's women around. Here it is. In the Philippines, Texas Dezoy said something one time. It stuck with me. He said that's one of the reasons he stays. He likes it in the Philippines. He said, I love my woman. I don't want anybody else. He said, but I get to look at these beautiful women every single day. I mean, it's just everywhere you go, they're here. You're gonna see them. I'm talking about stunners, man. You know, you can be happy with the woman you got. You don't even want another one. That's just one of the benefits of being over here. And yeah, you're right about that. But thank y'all, man, for I got this book, man. I just now started reading this. It's the book I'm going to read now. I'm reading it because the guy gave it to me as a gift. He wanted me to read it, and he wants me to review it, which I will on a live stream. But the first page, if the rest of the book is anything like this first page. That jumped out at me. Said, learn from the mistakes of others. You can't live long enough to make them all yourself. Eleanor Roosevelt, man, that says it all, guys. If you want to, all you got to do is come over here. You can learn from the mistakes of people like me and other people. You don't have to make them yourself. You know, a lot of times experience is lost on dead men, guys. That's Augmentino, and it's true. So thank y'all for your super chat, super stickers, all your thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. We got to go to the store today. We go to the store on Sunday. But the Philippines is the hot spot. I'm going to keep reminding y'all, it always has been. Every night is ladies' night here. People who say it's not, they can't get it done. But the people who can come over here and stand on business, man, they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere else. My friend that moved to Thailand, guess what he said? He said, I love it over here. I have so much fun. He said, but I miss the Philippines. I know you do, man. But it's the hot spot, guys. Don't let anybody tell you it's not. Take care.